Here we are sitting in the offices for MTP Software, and that means this is Radio Entrepreneurs, and thank you very much, MTP, for hosting Radio Entrepreneurs. Over 6,000 interviews, and one more to go today. Guess who's here? Michael F. Lourie, serial entrepreneur, founder and managing partner of Driver Media Worldwide, and even better, QuizMaster, and amongst other things. We'll go through the whole list today.
Very busy.
Right. You can't even hold a full-time entrepreneurship. Is that correct?
I am just flat out busy.
Flat out
What
busy.
can I say? They love me.
I couldn't believe it. I was at my temporary office about a week ago, and you were like a one-armed bandit. You were like...
I know a lot of people at Panera need them.
Yeah.
Right? Well, like you, it's your second office, so to speak. So no,
I had my desk.
Yeah, of course. You're holding court, as they say.
I was holding court, which included you.
Of course, no. I was happy to be one of your subjects.
Kiss my ring.
Your Highness. If I may say this, I forgot to say this in the pre-interview. I did a radio show. I often forget about that. Back in the mid-2000s, I hosted, along with another gentleman, Ted Crowley, who was a BC hockey star, went on to the pros, a movie show.
Ted Crowley went on to worldwide success. What happened to you?
I'm on MTP Software's Radio Entrepreneurs.
Some might say the same.
Exactly, that's similar, right? But no, it was a great. I like to call it the best radio show about movies that no one listened to.
It was about trivia.
Well, trivia, movies. We had a weekly theme. It was way back when Daniel Craig came out with his first
James Bond movie.
Exactly.
Great trivia guy, doesn't he? Forgot.
It was a great movie. So we would do a Bond show. We would do a Rocky show, because I think that...
he's a good Bond. He was tough. All male.
Second best.
A couple things on that. Yes, amazing Bond. I think, I maintain, and I'm in the minority, you're all going to vilify me and yell at me. I think that in 2006, the best movie of the year wasn't even nominated for Best Picture, which was Casino Royale. Does anyone know what won that year? The same year that Casino Royale came out?
Does anybody in this room care?
Great host.
Jeez. I care about it.
Tell us.
The Departed won
Right.
Best Picture. I am the only person...
Politically correct.
What do you mean, that it won?
You know, Casino Royale, it's part of a cinema series.
You're right. It wasn't on the radar of the Oscars.
It doesn't appeal to the artsy, politically correct, socially motivated people who pick these awards.
I surprisingly agree with you. I think it's a situation where you're right. It's not on the radar of the Academy, but I feel it was the best movie.
I love the
that
movie.
Year. Great movie.
And I think a lot of people could make a case that for pure masculinity, he was the best Bond.
Totally agree, and I think a lot of clearly the producers wanted to reinvigorate the franchise, but also there was a couple of dashes of the Bourne movies. I think that they really, not stole, but certainly lifted a lot of that cinema technique. Like the macho leading man.
So here's a guy, you've done a lot. You do marketing. You do investments, you do insurance, you're in legitimate businesses, but I think your real love is this whole trivia thing at QuizMaster.
It's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it, and I hope I can say that I host every Tuesday at Union Street in Newton Center. Everyone knows Union Street in the area, and I also
Tuesdays, what time?
We usually get cooking around 7:45, 8 o'clock. I like to
PM.
Exactly, PM, right, exactly. No, we don't do Bloody Mary team trivia. That's not a bad idea. And I also, and it's been a lot of fun. Union Street is a great venue for this. It's young, it's more mature participants. It's just a lot of fun.
Mature, that gets Chris and I thrown out.
Yeah, we're very
we can't go, we're not mature.
Trying to be PC.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, very quickly, and maybe you'll get to it, is I do some private events, corporate events, which have been phenomenal. I did the Boston Magazine holiday party. I did an event for the Sisterhood of Temple Beth Avodah in Newton.
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
That's a rockin' group.
They were amazing. That was a great night. Those
How
were
do you
60.
know I'm not being serious?
Well, it's we know you all too well as the longtime host of the show. But it was a great night. There was 60 to 80 women, and I geared my questions.
That's intimidating. Just
very. And I geared the questions toward the group. I did Yiddish trivia, where I give the English definition. They have to guess the Yiddish word.
Right.
I did Israel history. I did, how shall I say this in a
You
piece?
customized it.
Exactly. I did, one of my topics was movies a certain gender tends to gravitate towards.
Right.
Do you
So
know what
you
that
like
is?
chick flicks.
Thank you, chick flicks.
I thought you were thinking Jewish movies.
That would have
Lies My Father Told Me.
That's a very
Judy Kravitz.
yeah, The Chosen.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen all three of those?
I know of them.
Oh, Mr.
Richard
Trivia didn't
Dreyfuss.
see.
Richard Dreyfuss.
You didn't see Lies My Father Told Me?
I did not.
Oh.
Who's in that?
Good move. Who's?
I should know that.
It's a great move. Very sad.
Interesting.
Grandpa. Right.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Yeah. Thank you.
Grandpa's doing little schmuttas.
Okay. I'll make a note.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I guess conversely, and I don't want to step on your toes here, interview-wise, but happy to do it. I went to a kind of a rival company's trivia night last Thursday, and again, not going to name names, not going to throw too many stones. It was different. It was a little bit more laborious, not as many questions. It was over 2 hours. It was.
Well, there's only one Michael Lourie.
I thank you for saying that. Where I couldn't say that.
I mean, there's only one of you. You know.
I couldn't say.
It's not just about content.
My
it's
wife
about
would agree.
style.
And I'll give a shout out to Jennifer, the beautiful Jennifer.
One and only.
The one and only.
Yes. So tell us, for all those corporations who are listening, who have businesses, are thinking, why would I want to do a trivia thing in my company? I mean, I think there's a lot of logic to it. Team building.
That's it. You literally just read my mind. Team building comes to mind first and foremost. I think that in this day and age, a lot of employees are looking for something new, different, fun, like you said, in a bonding sense, a team building sense. I'll give you another example. I do some volunteer work with the Home for Little Wanderers. I'm an ambassador for the Home for Little Wanderers, an amazing organization. All of us know how revered they are in the Boston area. And they asked me to volunteer trivia night, volunteer my time for one of their bigger donors, Natixis, which is, I guess you could say, an investment firm in the Prudential Center right across from Earl's, which is where their offices are. It was a great night. It was a perfect event for team trivia. The age range was perfect. The group was enthusiastic and excited, and that was just a fun night. That is what I'm talking about. Team building, fun, something kind of off the
Can you do
beaten
different
path.
times, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour, 45
Absolutely.
minutes? Interactive, non-interactive?
Another surprisingly great question from you. I think that I'll give you an example.
Jennifer sent me a list. She didn't want you to look bad.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
I did an event. Oh, this was great. Last month in December. Oh,
Right.
2 months ago in December.
It's hard to remember that far back.
Oh my God, the Red Bull helped. So I did an event for Carrier Farm Therapeutics, a pharmaceutical company.
Right.
I think they're based. Oh, Wells Ave. They're in Newton.
Right.
But they had a sales retreat at Babson, the Babson Executive Center. About 100 people. It was amazing. Like, it was absolutely amazing. So much fun. Hour and a half, like a full night of trivia. That was a great night. But what I was going to get to, the Boston Magazine party that I hosted in December also, they wanted me to do an hour, which was fine. They only had the House of Blues room for about 2 hours, so I did an hour. I could have gone on. I think people would have wanted me to go on, but that was fine. So the answer to your question is, I'd say the minimum was about 45 minutes, just because you have to have some semblance of format.
So, what's your favorite area of trivia that when it comes up, you're thinking, oh, I'm so glad this is coming up?
Another great question. I always try to keep it fresh with the topics. Off the top of my head,
Because millennials don't know those sitcoms from the 60s and 70s.
I need to keep it fresh. You're right.
Right.
It's a bit morose, but I sometimes like untimely deaths of musicians. I explain how a musician passed away tragically and sadly, and you need to guess who the musician is. Another favorite is movie plots. I give a one-line synopsis of a movie. You need to guess what movie it is. I do songs with colors in them. I need to name the group.
Do you sing?
thankfully, no. The idea is to get people to come back to trivia. I want to attract them, not repel them. And there's a lot of glass around typically, so I certainly don't want to hit those high notes.
So you told me you were a child of the 1980s. You told me that, you know, in the 1980s, like the rest of us, you were sitting around every week with family or friends playing Trivial Pursuit.
Great memory. You're
Was
exactly
that,
right.
was that, you know, I was forced to listen to you. Did you learn everything from Trivial Pursuit?
A lot of it, but I also give my father a lot of credit, and I also give Leonard Maltin a lot of credit, because when other kids were reading Charlotte's exactly, the famous movie reviewer, when they were reading Charlotte's Web and, you know, other obviously books for school, I was literally sitting on the couch reading his compendium of movie reviews slash synopses. I've actually tweeted to him and his daughter, Jessie Maltin, that I will absolutely give Leonard Maltin the #1 top spot for influencing me and educating me when it comes to movie knowledge. 100%. And I also miss, and maybe the three of you remember this, before Siskel and Ebert, one would say, sold out to Disney, and they syndicated their show. They actually had a show.
I used to love the original
on
shows.
PBS.
Right,
It's called Sneak Previews on PBS.
Right.
Commercial free.
That's before Nathan's time.
Right, I assumed. Commercial free, unencumbered.
Right.
That was great must-see TV. I mean, I will say this about the late Roger Ebert especially. He was a genius. I mean, he was very rarely wrong. He was a great movie reviewer. I'll say the same thing about Jay Carr, the former reviewer for the Globe. They were usually on the money in terms of obviously what their thoughts were on
If
film.
you're going to do trivia with Nathan, his age, you got to do the Smurfs.
Yeah, Gargamel,
Yeah.
Osme.
Yeah, he grew up on the Smurfs.
Yeah.
You can tell by his socks every day.
Yeah,
He's got those weirdo socks.
They were also before my time.
But that's actually a good point, because, you know, I am a child of the 80s. In fact, I was in the car in the parking lot, and a Duran Duran song came on, which I've heard roughly 3,000 times, and I had to listen to it again before I came in here. I am a child of the 80s, but I need to remember, and I always keep this in mind, that I need to appeal to a wide audience. For example, at Union Street, there's a team of, is millennials an okay word to use? I hope so, but there's a team of millennials that have been coming in. I need to make sure I don't focus on the 80s and 90s.
Can you talk about things like Pee Wee Herman, or is that like off the screen today?
That's like early 90s.
Yeah, I mean, the typical night of trivia is literally about 200 questions. I mean, it's a round robin, it's a Stump the Quizmaster, it's a final question at the end with gift cards are on the line for the winning teams. It's all over the board.
Well, look, our time is up. We've had a long interview. If someone wants to find you in your many roles, how would they find you?
Great question. I think that I have two websites live. I have the QuizMaster.co, not .com, the QuizMaster, all one word, .co, and also DriverMediaWorldwide.com. DriverMediaWorldwide, all one word, .com. Those websites are up and running and new. I just launched both.
And we can all find you on Facebook too with your two puppies.
Of course, shout out to Winter and Charlie, and actually my daughters Maxine and Samantha.
Yeah,
not in that order.
Yeah, but the dogs make it up on Facebook a lot more than the kids.
They're very cute. They're very cute.
Right.
They're mischievous but cute.
They're
no
very
doubt.
cute. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show. You're going to come back again.
I look forward to it.
We might do a cafe this year if we can find a cafe that'll take you.
Maybe some trivia.
Yeah, maybe some trivia. Everybody, we've been speaking with Michael F. Lourie, founder and managing partner, Driver Media Worldwide, QuizMaster, and more.
And more.
And more. He'll be back again this year on Radio Entrepreneurs. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after these messages.